Hello Star Wars fans and collectors, it's me Jedi Master 98 back again with another Star Wars figure review. In today's Star Wars figure review we're going to take a look now at some more characters from the vintage collection line, and in today's Star Wars figure review we're going to be taking a look at a character from the Jedi Survivor video game. Now this character is the main character in both of the video games, but I do feel with this figure, as much as it's a decent figure in terms of a character's release, in terms of obviously a character in a different outfit, I do feel that the vintage collection line, or in terms Hasbro, are falling a little bit short in terms of this whole game series. We still haven't had any other main characters from this particular game series. As much as the figure is decent and everything, I do think Hasbro, and in terms of the vintage collection, are falling a little bit short in terms of certain characters from certain eras of Star Wars. For example, Jedi Survivor, Jedi Fallen Order, and the characters from the Bad Batch TV show. Now the character we're going to take up today is obviously Cal Kestis, is obviously the main character, but this character, or his portrayal here, is in his Imperial officer's disguise. But as much as it's decent, I'm happy to pick it up. I do feel Hasbro are falling short in certain departments in terms of releasing characters from certain eras of Star Wars, but that will be a discussion for another time. But in terms of this figure, this is Cal's appearance in the game. Obviously when you're using this particular character, you go through different phases during the game, different missions, and towards the end of the mission on a particular part of this campaign you come across an Imperial base where you steal an Imperial officer's outfit. So you've obviously got a few accessories and everything, the lightsabers in terms of his new lightsaber that he uses in the game, the unlit version of the saber, the blaster pistol, and obviously his little droid companion there. But as much as it's a decent figure, I do think that Hasbro and the vintage collection are falling short in certain departments in releasing newer characters from newer eras of Star Wars. But as I said, that's a discussion for another time. So that's Cal Kestis. We'll take a look at this character in a few moments, but let's take a look at the vintage card that comes with this figure. As you see, this is the vintage collection card for Cal Kestis. At the top you've obviously got the price I paid for the figure, the name of the series there in terms of that, it's Jedi Survivor, name of the character, plastic bubble, Canon logo, and an image of Cal Kestis in the game. Turn the packaging round, you've obviously got an image of the figure itself, the number, the description, and some legal stuff at the bottom. So that is Cal Kestis from the vintage collection line. See his Imperial officer's disguise. Now what we'll do is I'm going to take a look at the figure, and we'll take a look at his little droid companion shortly. So this is Cal Kestis' appearance in Jedi Survivor. This is obviously a particular part in the game where you come on to a particular mission where he disguises himself as an Imperial officer. In terms of accessories, he's got the unlit saber and the lit saber, and obviously the blaster pistol and the holster there. This saber that he's using, you do acquire this in a particular mission where you're fighting a particular character and you come across a particular part, and you can obviously transform his lightsaber into one of the old school lightsabers, similar saber to what Kylo Ren uses in The Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, and The Rise of Skywalker. In terms of detail, I'll just show you that first before we go on to articulation. It's not bad. You've obviously got the unlit saber there, which can go along. No, it can't, sorry, no, my apologies. No, there's no little peg hole along the belt, so that's a little bit disappointing there. I thought it could go alongside it, my apologies there. So you've got the unlit saber there, you've got the rank on the chest there, you've got his belt, you've got his blaster pistol there, and obviously you've got the saber, which is in a nice shade of blue, and you can see the detail on the hilt there. You've obviously got Cal's hair with his beard, and obviously you've got the scarring on the side of his cheek there, and you've got some scarring just above the nose as well. So you can see that there. And then you obviously got the officers' sculpted legs. I'm not too sure if they've reused a particular officer for Cal Kestis and obviously just gave him a new head, but I'm not really too sure. But in terms of the figure, it's not bad, but I want something more from the Vintage Collection in terms of main characters, especially from the Jedi Survivor and Jedi Fallen Order video game, because I've played both series on Xbox, both games I should say, and they're quite cool, but more characters please Hasbro, more characters. Articulation wise, there's movement on the top of the head, shoulders, elbows and wrist. Torso is movable, movement in the legs, movement in the knees and movement in the ankles. I do have a little bit of, looks like smudged paint on the back of my sample. Don't know if you can see that there's a little bit of smudged paint, but then again I don't think it's a major issue because you are posing this figure forward, not backwards and everything, so it's not too bad. But it does come with his little companion, and it's been a while since I played this game. Is it BD1 if I can remember his name? So obviously that's the little droid that comes with Cal, and obviously there's a particular scene where he quickly changes up in terms of obviously his colour. You can change his colour throughout the game as well, add different parts, move different parts of the character. So obviously he's got like a little spray job going on, similar to what Chopper has in Rebels. So there's movement in both legs there, movement in the head, and obviously you can accompany him with Cal. But it's a really nice design what they've done there, Hasbro. And he accompanies Cal on all of his missions, unlocking doors and going through different gadgets. But in terms of the figure, it's not a dreadful figure as such. It's just a little bit poor in terms of Hasbro not releasing certain characters from certain eras as such, or re-releasing characters as such. But like I said, we're still waiting on characters from Jedi Fallen Order, Jedi Survivor, the main crew. The Bad Batch, we've only got Hunter at the minute in the Vintage Collection, and say for instance the Knights of Ren from the Rise of Skywalker, we've only got one. So whether Hasbro can go back and finish off certain characters, but it's a little bit poor on that behalf in terms of the Vintage Collection stuff. But like I said, it's another discussion for another time. But in terms of this character, the series as a whole, Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor, they're good games, and Cal Kestis is an interesting character, but it's a really cool game to play if you do like your Star Wars games. But this is a decent figure, but in terms of other reasons it does lack sort of a connection as such. But that's just me. Like I said, I'm grateful for obviously picking up the figure, but I wish Hasbro do pull their finger out and releasing other characters from other series. So that's pretty much it for Cal Kestis and his Imperial Officer's disguise from the Jedi Survivor video game, along with his little companion. I'll be back with many more Star Wars reviews very soon. Be sure to obviously subscribe to the channel, follow me on Facebook and Instagram, and I will see you on the next video. So take care, look after yourself, and as always, may the Force be with you.